Here, and I'm with Vicky down at Ocean River. This is where I came a couple days ago to do my kayak rental, and I just thought it'd be fun to come back and hear from the boss, like what this is all about. So here's the plan. We're going to talk a little bit about what it looks like to try this out for your first time. So we'll lay some groundwork, and then we're going to talk about a couple cool adventures that you could go on. She's going to run through a few that I've done and some stuff that, frankly, I want to do. Thank you so much for making this work.
Yeah, no worries. My pleasure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
run me through it. So what is Ocean River, first of all?
So Ocean River is a kayak company that started in 1981 here based in Victoria, BC. It started with a big retail to start with that was located on Store Street. And after that, the rental and the instructions started coming out. So now Ocean River, it has their own retail related to kayak gear. We also have our rental fleet with tandem kayak, single kayak, and stand-up paddle boards. And we also do lots of courses for people that want to start paddling or they have some experience and want to increase their learning. So yeah, we try to bring all the community together to enjoy and be safe on the water. That's our main goal.
That's awesome. And I'll just say, I love that you have the rental fleet because these things are expensive, guys. A kayak like this is like at least several $1,000s. And I think a lot of them get to be a lot more. So it's nice. First of all, you can try it out without making that big of a commitment. And then also, they've got courses. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if it's your first time kayaking and you just want to get the experience for the first time, you can rent the kayak for 2 hours, and we can walk through a lot of different tips and processes that we can help you feel more comfortable on the water. Many people came for the first time, no idea, they don't even know how to swim. And we went through, some paddling tips, some positioning that you should have on a kayak. We talked about the currents, safe spots where they could, paddle along the gorge and the inner harbor. And they came back and they were just happy. They were like, they loved the experience. So we try to make people feel really comfortable on the water, although it's the first time. Or if they have more experience, they could go into different areas to paddle, not only here in downtown, but also on the Oak Bay area.
So, and that's a nice thing that you mentioned too. So right now we're downtown Victoria. We're in the inner harbor, which is a great kickoff place. We'll talk about the trip that we took in just a minute. And at the same time, they have an Oak Bay location, which is kind of the other side of downtown Victoria. So there's more than one spot that you can get into the water and go on a little bit of an adventure. And I just love the fact that you're focused on making people comfortable. Because if you get in and you're spending the whole time nervous and you're not sure what to expect, or something like the current changes and you didn't know better, you weren't prepared, not only is it going to ruin your experience, you can end up in a lot of danger. So starting out by just kind of understanding the lay of the land, having a good plan for safety, and then going from there, I think makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And that's why our courses are also focused on giving people these safety instructions and tips so that they can go on a kayak solo, let's say after a level 1 Paddle Canada course or after a level 2 Paddle Canada course, so they can plan in a very safe way their trips. Safety is our main concern. If weather conditions are not good, if we see people are struggling with paddling, we will take that into consideration and we will do something to work on that to make people feel safe and comfortable on the water.
So really then, I think let's start with this. What's step one? If someone wants to give this a try, do they join a group and go for a course? Do they hire an instructor? I haven't done one of these because I came in with a bit of experience. What does that look like?
So I think that the first option should be come and do a rental with us on a tandem kayak. If it's the first time of all, feel what it is to be floating on the water. Feel what it is to have a paddle on your hands. Look at the strokes, that will make you move forward. Feel like the sense of being on the water. If you're really like that, always come with someone. We always suggest that the first time could be on a tandem kayak, in a double kayak. That will give more stability. They are wide, they are stable, they are heavy. So it's very difficult for you to capsize on a tandem kayak. So start with that. And if you really enjoyed it and you want to start learning more, we do have a basic skill course. There's a 1-day course, 9 hours from 9 to 5 in our downtown location. So you will go over all the different parts of a kayak. You will go over navigation. You are going to go over planning rescues, capsizing, re-entries, so you can have a basic idea of what kayaking looks like. If you really like that, then you can keep on moving forward and do a level 1, 2 days, a level 2, 4 days, and the conditions will be varying all the time. More difficult, less difficult, more information. So my suggestion is just start. If it's like zero experience, just start by doing a rental. And then from that, we can keep on working forward on the different steps.
Awesome. So let's talk about why people do this. So I had a really cool trip downtown. We saw all kinds of wildlife. If someone comes down and they do a tandem, or they're a little bit more comfortable, they want to go out on their own, talk to me about what it looks like in terms of what they should expect. Like if you go out for 2 or 3 hours, how far would you get? What would you expect to see? Can you walk us through a little bit of that?
Yes. So I forgot to mention that we also do tours. So in case you don't want to do it by yourself, a rental, just 2-hour rental, you can join our 2.5-hour tour, in which you will go with another group of people, and the guide will not only tell you about the history, about nature, about the area where we are, but they will also walk you through improving your kayak skills while you are on the water, while you are doing the tour.
Nice.
So why do we like kayaking, or why we invite people to kayak? I started kayaking like 3 years ago-ish. I'm from Patagonia, where the weather conditions are really bad year-round, and but I lived on an island too. And I think that having the experience of being on the water gives you a different perspective of the landscape that it's around you. Like seeing the city, seeing Victoria from the water is like a completely different view of what you will expect. Going through the shore and see starfish, seeing herons, seeing sea otters, seals just coming and following you. What I really like, in my personal opinion, about kayaking is that you are not bothering nature, that you are just one of them floating on the water. It's not invasive, it's not noisy. So seals will come close to you, otters will pass along you. Even the herons come closer to your kayak when you are when you are paddling, because there's no contamination, let's say.
Yeah.
No pollution. And it's just a way of being quiet while enjoying the outdoors. And because kayaking makes you reach areas where sometimes it's the only way to get there. So I don't know. I think that's what I really love about kayaking.
It's a really, really intimate experience on the water. You're close to the wildlife. You get to see things from a new angle. And it's cool. And I think just the activity itself is fun.
It's a physical activity, you are working out. It's not just moving your arms, you're working out your whole body, your core. So I don't know. I think that if after your shift, after 5 o'clock, or after you finish working, you just want to switch your mind and you're looking for an activity to relax you and keep you calmer and bring you back, to your own body and, forget about your day. I think that kayaking has that combination of chill, floating, workout, that experience that really complements everything, mind, soul, and body.
So what we're going to do is we're going to run through a couple examples of trips that you can take once you've got a little bit more comfortable. But for that, we're going to move over to the map. Before we go over to the map and have a conversation about some of the trips that you could do, quickly, how do people get in touch with you guys if they want to reach out and schedule a tour or ask some questions?
So they can visit our website. It's oceanriver.com. You can also reach us through Instagram. That's Ocean River Sports. Or they can send us an email to adventure@oceanriver.com. Cool. If not, we are located in 450 Swift Street. They can just come, and we are open every day from 9 to 5. So yeah, always a walk-in. It's welcome, so we can show all the area where we are at.
Awesome. Let's go to the map. All right, guys. So we're now looking at the map of the Inner Harbor of Victoria. Vicky, what's a great place for people to start if they want to do one of their first kayak tours?
So we are located just north of the Blue Bridge. So if it's the first time kayaking, what we generally suggest is that you visit the gorge. So you will start kayaking from our spot, always close to the shore, and you will go over up to Silicon Bridge. That's the area in which we suggest all beginners do their first paddle, because it's a safe and protected area. And always being close to the shore, in case they have an accident or they capsize, they can always go close to the shore and, turn the kayak up and get back in. So that's the first idea.
That one was really fun. I went into the Inner Harbor next, though, and I found that was like a 10x experience for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's more, it's a busy area where you could go, but there's a lot of things going on all at the same time. So the second option for more experienced people, and we need to make, I want to make this clear, conditions have to be really good for you to go into the Inner Harbor. So, and we have to follow lots of rules, because there's a runway here where the float planes land. And then we also have the route which the ferries take. So we cannot be just going back and forth through the shores. So here we need yes or yes. Once you are in our location, you cross to the north shore, and you always have to stick to the north shore. Here we have the International Marina. There's a paddles corridor. You can go under the International Marina, and you can keep on going all the way up to the Bearings Island. After that, you have to come all the way back through the same shore. There are some places where you could cross, but that information we will provide it into detail if we consider that the conditions are good and that we feel that you are more experienced on the water and you can handle these crossings better.
I will say, doing this, the experience was so cool, because those runways you were talking about are active. Yeah. I think I saw probably 20 takeoff and landings in the 2 hours that we did our rental. We also saw the Skipper. We saw the Seattle ferries coming in. So we saw 2 or 3 really big ships pass by. We had a ton of float planes. And then on top of that, there's the wildlife, there's boaters, there's people on the shore. It is just it's so high activity. It was an amazing, amazing tour. But we only had fun because we were smart about it. We were safe. You primed us. You let us know where to go. Because if you get in the way of one of those float plays, you could be in
Victoria Harbor Patrol will let you know about that.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. Yeah, we saw them too. They gave us a wave, and we were in the right place. So no harm, no foul.
On a tour, if the conditions are really good and paddlers have a good pace, we could always make it up to Harrison Island, where there's a colony of sea lions. I know that on this area where you have been last time, there are also some seals. Mm-hmm. But here also in this area, there's a big colony of seals too. All along the way, you're going to find kingfishers, otters, blue herons, seals. So there's a lot of nature and fauna that you can see around. And that's, although we are in the Inner Harbor and a busy and noisy area, it's a perfect way to start and a perfect place to start paddling.
Great. Let's talk about a longer trip. We're going to move over to another map for the Oak Bay location. All right. Last but not least, we wanted to kind of give you an idea of what comes next after you've done some stuff around the Inner Harbor, the gorge. You've explored downtown. We also have the Oak Bay location. And this is a huge map of the entire island, so it's way zoomed out. What I want to do, though, is just show us where we are right now.
So we are right there.
Okay, so that's Victoria downtown. We're in the Inner Harbor.
Yeah, and if you want to go to our Oak Bay location, you just have to go all across Victoria. And this bay over here where Willows Beach is located, a little bit southern, we have the Oak Bay Marina. So over there we have another shack and our retail. From there you can do rentals, and all the route that you can do is all along the shore up to Cadboro Bay and come back. And there's also a tour that is run there every morning at 9:30. There are some other cool options where you could go, but in that case, we always suggest that you go with an experienced person that knows about tides and currents and can read the weather forecast. But Trial Island, it's an awesome place and it's really beautiful. Discovery Island is just an hour away from our marina, but again, currents can be very tricky in this area. So we always suggest that you go with part of our staff. And other multi-day trips that we are working on now, it's on Saturna Island right here. So we have some trips, 4 days, 3 nights on Saturna Island to paddle all along the area. all along the island and do some hikes there. And the other option that we are working right now, it's Denman Island 2. That is all the way up here.
You go there from your Oak Bay location.
We take a ferry, we stay at Denman, and we just paddle around Denman.
Oh, that makes more sense. You're freaking me out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we are surrounded by water. We are on an island, so we are planning on putting people safely again on the water. So anytime if you want to do a trip with your friends or you want to get some training before that, we do personal coaching. We can help you like get ready for any wet exits or rescues you need to do, to read the currents, to read the weather. So, and if you want, you can take one of us and we can help you on that trip. But we are always happy to help and to teach and, you know, and make people more comfortable on the water.
Okay, guys, we're wrapping up here. I wanted to give a huge thank you to you for giving us your time
you,
just to like,
Sean.
run us through all this stuff. You're in good hands if you reach out to these guys. If ever you're going, hit me up because I might come with you because I love doing this stuff. And I can't wait to go on my next adventure. And thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. And, you know, we really appreciate all the feedback that you give us, you know, and all the excitement that I can see when you come back from a paddling. For me, that's like my day is done. You know, it's like, I'm happy. If you are happy, I'm happy. So yeah.
Okay, guys.
You're more than welcome.
My pleasure. And thank you. Okay. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for our next one. We'll catch you soon.